Welcome back everybody to Silent Hunter 5, The Wolves of Steel, maiden voyage in British coastal waters, with Able Lieutenant Cersei, Hans Manz and the crew of U-28. Well, this is the last episode. I've had to update the game, and so my Wolves of Steel was 1.05. Now I've got to update it to version 2.1.2 because the game will not play. When I go to try and play it, it crashes to desktop. So, and I can play it, but with the new, I can only use the version 2.1.2 update, and I don't think that, and that'll be bugs in the game, and I don't think it'll mix well with my original version. So I have to download the whole, reload the game, take the game off, uninstall the whole game and reinstall everything to version 2.1.2. So therefore I will not be able to play this campaign, Maiden Voyage in British Coastal Waters, anymore. This wasn't actually supposed to have been in a series. This is supposed to be a learning curve for me to learn the Wolves of Steel Mega Mod. But that's why I never saw the German, the Polish campaign, because nothing spectacular happened. But I recorded the first episode to see what I could do, what I'd done wrong, and it was so amazing. Like, it was an epic battle. It took over 6 hours in actual game time, but it actually took me 8 to 10 hours to record because I'd had friends dropped in, and I'd just stopped for tea, and then I went to bed overnight, and then when I wake up the next day to play it, I couldn't actually go back to where I stopped playing it. I had to go back 2-3 hours because each time I went and started the game, the submarine was more damaged and I'd have half the officers of the crew injured. So I went back to where it wouldn't injure my crew, and so therefore I had to play more hours of the game. There was a big learning curve for me, and as you've probably noticed, my slightly erratic torpedoing style. Yes, but one of the things I wanted to find out was, in my original version of Silent Hunter 5, I could, with the British Eastern Coast, I've only actually finished that once and went to the western approaches. All the other times I've played it, it would not let me leave the British Eastern Coast like in this series, and that's what I really want to find out. Well, what I was going to say originally was that the first episode was so epic, I just had to show everybody, because I'd never been subject to a 6-hour torpedo at depth charge attack by 4 destroyers in the original Silent Hunter episode game. So, and then about a month later I thought, well, I might just continue this because it looks pretty good, and that's how this series was brought about. And I enjoyed making it, and I hope you enjoyed watching it, because I learnt a lot from it, but I still think I've got a basic bug in the game that they won't let me finish British coastal waters. I had a look on the SubSim website, and what I was going to do after this episode, the last episode, well, the episode that I was supposed to be recording, I'd had to go back to Heligoland, and they suggested that I save it outside the patrol area, and then I'll go and play 2 straight days in the patrol area without leaving the game, and therefore it should tell me that my mission there is over and assign me a new place to go, or it'll be an end of a patrol. That way I'll be able to go back and get my sub fixed up and all that sort of stuff, and so, well, I've been downloading the new game, and I'll be reinstalling it, and then I'll probably have some new episodes up within a fortnight or so, I think. Depends how it goes, and it'll have real navigation, because I suspect with this new update thing you have to have real navigation. And as I said, this maiden voyage in British coastal waters was just it. This is the maiden voyage with me with Wolves of Steel, and when I first loaded Wolves of Steel up, I'd done the mariner's worst thing, mariner captain, of running my submarine aground, and so I thought that that I'll just practice everything else on Wolves of Steel, and then when I get the hang of that, I'll come back and do real navigation. That was my actual plan. That's why you saw me with not playing with real navigation. And the next series I start will have real navigation, and because I've got a fair grasp of it by now. And so, well, I think I might end this, and it's all come off the top of my head. I hope it makes sense. I don't feel like saying all this again. And well, I'd love to see us all back next within a couple of weeks. I'm hoping you will enjoy the series as I do making it, and you can see some of the montages of the weather that I had to suffer. Well, U-28 suffered in its patrol of the British eastern coast, British coastal waters. Okay, thanks a lot for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'd love to catch us all back next time. See you later.